An ordinary Monday in Fortaleza, Brazil, August 2005. Sunshine, warm air, busy streets. Bank employees arrive at work, open the vault door, and freeze as if struck by lightning. The vault is empty. 3.5 tons of cash, over $70 million in bills, is gone. No signs of forced entry, no security alarms, no cameras that captured anything. All that remains is an empty space, a thick concrete wall, and a big question. How is it possible to rob a bank from underground Badao without anyone noticing? It all began months earlier. On a quiet street, just a few blocks from the Banco Central, a new company opened. Its name was Grama Sintetica Latta, an artificial grass company. Its job was to install synthetic lawns for gardens and sports fields. But the company's true purpose was something entirely different. Underneath the building's floor, they began digging a tunnel. The first shovel struck the ground in May. Night after night, a small group of men worked tirelessly, silently hidden underground. The tunnel grew to 78 meters long. It was wide enough for a man to walk through without bending. It had lighting, ventilation, electrical wiring, even ropes for support. It wasn't the work of amateurs. It was engineering, constructed like a military operation. One of the group members was a former construction worker, Rogerio Almeida, known for his strength, precision, and quiet determination. Another was a skilled electrician from northern Brazil, meticulous and patient by nature. He designed and maintained the tunnel's entire electrical system. A third was a former mining technician with years of experience working deep underground. He was the mastermind behind the tunnel's structure and stability. They were led by a man later called O Cerebro. With a background in logistics and a gift for persuasion, he united men of different trades under one meticulous plan. Coldly rational, yet charismatic, O Cerebro orchestrated the heist like a military campaign, leaving nothing to chance. Their goal was to infiltrate the bank vault from below, completely undetected. For 3 months they dug. They removed tons of soil, transported away in trucks disguised as flower soil. The neighbors thought they were simply running a legitimate business. They even hired passers-by to help with synthetic lawn deliveries. No one suspected a thing. When the last meters of the tunnel were completed, they were directly beneath the bank vault. The wall was over 1 meter thick, but they knew exactly where to drill. On the weekend of August 5/7, the bank was closed. The city sounds quieted. All that could be heard in the tunnel was the grinding of metal and concrete. In the middle of the night, the men broke into the vault. They used industrial drills and diamond-tipped saws. They knew there were no motion detectors inside the vault, only alarms on doors. When they finally got through, they stood in the center of the central bank of Brazil's cash storage. Before them were hundreds of sacks of 50 and 100 real bills. The money was old but still in circulation, perfect for stealing. They left no messages, did not destroy cameras, because the cameras didn't even film the vault. They loaded 3.5 tons of cash into black sacks and carried them through the tunnel. One car after another drove into the night, filled with cash. No one noticed. Not a single alarm went off. When employees arrived on Monday, the scene was absurd. The vault door was open, yet the doors were intact. The ceiling and walls were intact, but beneath the floor ran a hole, a perfect tunnel straight out of the bank. It was only then that the world heard the news. The world's biggest bank heist in Brazil. Cash stolen underground. The police arrived. They followed the tunnel and reached the house with synthetic grass, shovels, and a fridge full of energy drinks. The robbers had vanished. The investigation quickly expanded. The Brazilian government deployed over 100 police officers and investigators. A few traces were found, but the majority of the cash had already disappeared. In the weeks that followed, money began to surface, in small amounts, hidden in apartments and fields. But most of it, over 90%, vanished forever. The police eventually arrested more than 20 people. Some confessed, some remained silent. A few were later found dead. The heist had succeeded, but the distribution of the money tore the criminal group apart. Some of the perpetrators used the money on new cars, expensive apartments, and even plastic surgeries to change their appearance. But mistakes revealed them, like a story too perfect to stay hidden. Some of the money may have been laundered, traveling through secret accounts, converted into luxury goods, or even used to fund entirely new enterprises. Other parts, perhaps, are still hidden, waiting to be discovered decades later. After the dust settled, the story of the Banco Central heist became a legend. But the heist didn't end the night the money vanished. In fact, it was only the beginning. But where are the robbers now? Some were imprisoned. Some disappeared into anonymity. A few live comfortably, quietly, blending into ordinary life, their secrets intact. And the money? Perhaps some of it still lies buried beneath the Brazilian soil. Perhaps it has changed hands countless times, leaving a trail that may never be traced. All we know for certain is this. For a few nights in August 2005, a group of men carved a hole through history, and they did it without a single shot fired, without a hostage taken, a tunnel into legend, a crime for the ages. Years later, police still tracked the money. Some circulated in the black market. Some were perhaps buried in concrete, some hidden in fields, and no one knows how many of the robbers are still free. But one thing is certain. This heist changed Brazil's history. Banks built new security systems, authorities tightened surveillance, and ordinary people were left to wonder, if someone can steal $70 million without anyone noticing, what else happens when we're not looking? On the streets of Fortaleza, where it all began, the same house still stands. Beneath it, deep underground, runs the empty tunnel. The lights are out, the air is still. But if you stop and listen carefully, you might still hear the echo of the shovel and the men who dug their way into history. Do you want more content like this? Click like and subscribe the channel to stay updated on the next videos. Thank you for watching.